Today we're gonna go work out with Coach Pablo from Coach Mo's, and we're gonna be hooked up to this cool electrodes machine, which is supposed to be able to help you train with less resistance but get a much better pump. So I'm excited. I'm really excited.
So what are we getting into today?
So we're going to use what's called the NX Pro. It is a NMES machine, which stands for neuromuscular electrical stimulation. It is a machine that basically replicates the same signals that your brain sends to the muscles and enhances them. It'll help fire the muscles at a much better percentage that they normally fire. So if there's any dysfunction in the muscle, and let's say the muscle's firing at about 30%, it'll help get it closer to like 70, 80, 90, maybe even 100%. It is used for a bunch of different things like athletic performance, bodybuilding, rehab. For today, we'll be using it a little bit more for muscle growth and muscle damage. We'll try to get the same amount of muscle damage that we get from lifting heavy weights with less weight and a better enhanced signal.
To get started, he just hooked me up to the machine with these little sticky pads that we put on the muscles we were going to be targeting first, which was my shoulders.
You'll start to feel some tingling. The goal is to get, today we'll probably keep it around 5 on the sensation. Depending on how much muscle imbalance, how many things you got going on, it'll tweak out, it might not tweak out, you might get sore, you might not get sore. It's like a lot of playing around, but okay. Everyone is like subject to their own. What are you at right now? Oh, there you go.
Whoa.
Yeah. What about on this side? Not too much on the other side? There you go. A couple more muscle imbalances on that right. What are you at? What is that?
In terms of like what?
How it feels, like how strong it feels.
I mean, like I can move around, but this is pretty strong.
Okay.
This arm is definitely, my right arm, just from baseball, is probably way more developed
Yeah,
than.
that makes sense. People get a lot of muscle imbalances there.
Then, to loosen everything up and get it kick-started, he used a massage gun to send the signals a little deeper into the muscle. At this point, my muscles were starting to move around on their own and kind of jump without me doing anything. It also felt like I had tingles, similar to what you would feel after taking some beta-alanine.
And then here's what we're gonna do. We're just gonna go, just get like, yeah, pretend you're just benching, stretch it out. We'll get like 10 of these and then we'll just start opening up. Maybe 5 backwards, 5 forwards. And then you should, like I said, the signal will probably start to feel a little bit lighter and lighter. Just right on the check. Not too bad.
Then, after warming up for a little bit, we moved into our first shoulder movements. We used very light weight, so I was only using 10-pound dumbbells here for lateral raises. I did some side lateral raises and then moved straight into some front lateral raises. On a scale of 1 to 10, I would say I was feeling like a 5. A 10 would be I physically had no control over my muscles. A 5 felt like tingling and slight jumpy movements. After doing the side and front lateral raises, I moved into an overhead press. Even with just the 10-pound weights, this press felt incredibly heavy. My shoulders felt pretty fatigued, and after only doing 10 reps of each, it was very difficult.
So right now what we have is basically just a lengthening frequency. If the muscles have been bound up for a while, this will kind of just help restore them to the natural state. Then there's like a little bit more, like as they go down, you'll start to feel like it'll start contracting more, especially if I start going into like these frequencies right here. It'll feel like heavier, if that makes sense. Yeah. And then go back and lengthen out. Normally the first couple times I just put someone on lengthening frequencies because if I go straight to these cause a lot of damage.
Okay.
Like, I want to go single arm press. I want to go through like a full range of motion. How much weight do you think you want? Maybe like warm up with like a 30, go from there. Or, normally I keep everything pretty light and I just focus on like proper range of motion. This will do the rest of it. Like, it's so weird. Just give you a little rotation. And reach, yeah. If all that's serratus a little, you don't have to go all the way, just neutral, yeah. And bring it back down. Boom. As things start to make its rounds in the bodybuilding world, it was made for physical therapy and rehab. And some dude got a hold of it and was like, oh shit, I'm getting fucking here. And of course, for our bodybuilders, would take it to the extremes, like, what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna reverse the signal. So right now it's going black to red. I'm gonna go red to black. This way you can just chill. You don't have to do anything.
We moved into a second round of dumbbell side lateral raises and then front lateral raises again. and I was definitely starting to feel pretty fatigued at this point. It was like nothing I've never felt before.
So it's a lot of bouncing back between frequencies and trying to get blood flow, but also lengthen, but also contract. We'll see what tomorrow's like.
After hitting shoulders, we moved on to triceps. He put the pads right on the tricep heads where the horseshoe forms when you flex.
But
Whoa, this feels crazy.
yeah. What is that? Where you at?
I would say like a 5, 6.
Okay, let's go. Let's go. Maybe like 10, 15 reps then.
Good.
And if it feels weird at the bottom, let me know. I can turn it down. Because sometimes when people lock down, it'll feel kind of strange.
No, it feels good.
Okay, yeah. This one we can push a little bit more to the damage. So big squeeze every time.
How close should I be going to failure?
I'm not that close. I would just keep it to like where you feel good.
Okay.
This will do everything else for you.
Okay.
Yeah.
This is such a different way of because like normally I'm like,
Yeah.
like I'm doing half reps and then like,
Yeah.
this is nice. It's chill.
Yeah, yeah, and it, dude, the joints will thank you. Like that's the biggest thing for me is like as I got older, I couldn't push. I mean, it was like triple drop set into a fucking, straight into overhead.
Yeah.
And like when you get older, you just can't do that. Like, I mean, you could if you got the best genetics of all time, but for most people, is there anyone that you're trying to replicate, like as far as body goes, like any bodybuilders?
Yeah. That guy Quinton Polian.
Okay.
I don't know how to say his last name.
Yeah.
But he looks incredible.
Yeah.
His chest is really nice and his quads. I think that when I went on stage, I got like a DEXA and I was like the week before and I was 11.2%. So I probably stepped on stage like 10.6, 10.8ish after peak week. And for him, like on his quads, like he has insane separation right there. So I think once I get even leaner, that will kind of start to come out.
Yeah.
But also his chest and his upper body are super developed. And I think that's something that I need to develop more is like upper chest, and then the arms. Just kind of like filling out my arms and shoulders. So.
Would you go into classical or regular bodybuilding?
Like men's physique? I want to wear the short shorts. I don't want to wear the boy shorts.
Yeah.
Cause I like my legs. Like I work hard for them, so I want to show them off.
100% classical.
Yeah.
Yeah, you have the frame for it, bro. The only guy that I can really imitate is like Frank Zane, just because he was like a smaller guy. But you could definitely go into like a little bit of more like the Arnold type guys, like the mesomorph. What do you have?
Okay, 6.
Okay.
Yeah, 6, 7.
Can't get away from that, bro. Like,
Dude, I'm sure you hear that so much.
I'd be like 6, 8. I'll just skip 7 completely.
And then to finish the workout, we moved into bodyweight bicep curls. I've never felt such a crazy contraction. Feeling that kind of contraction with no weight was mind-blowing to me. It almost felt like my biceps were going to cramp if I squeezed super hard.
So we got meal 1, we have 230 grams of egg whites, a bagel, some yogurt, and chocolate chips and peanut butter. And my goal for the next 2 weeks is to just go back to the diet that I was eating previously to my show, because I kind of need to reset. To be completely honest, binged for like a couple days, and I shot up like 10 pounds. And my whole goal is to have a proper reverse out of this cut so that I can really just start clean and start building up good, clean, just start out good. So I'm gonna kind of reset for 2 weeks and then I'll start that whole process of slowly adding in carbs and overall just eating more to kind of go into more of like a lean bulk kind of phase. Sitting down for meal 2, we just got back from the post office, sent out a couple Iron Box orders, and for lunch we have 200 grams of sweet potato, 200 grams of cucumber, some pickles, and 200 grams of 93.7 ground beef. This is probably my favorite meal of the day because it's basically just like a burger bowl and it's delicious. So, right, now we are eating meal 3 and I have 150 grams of chicken and
276, basically just a bag of cauliflower rice. I really like cauliflower rice because it's a lot of volume and not a lot of calories, so it just makes any meal that you have feel way bigger than it actually is. Starting to make and post YouTube videos has been a lot of fun. Just picking up the camera and starting to record and just be more comfortable on camera is definitely something that I need to practice a little bit more and just get used to doing, honestly. The purpose of posting on YouTube and my goal with YouTube is just to be more open, to share the whole process of building Iron Box and document my journey of trying to go pro in bodybuilding. I take a lot of inspiration from Christian Guzman. His YouTube channel is just, it's so open and so truthful, and who he is on camera is actually who he is and just his life. And that's exactly how I want to be. And I've kind of realized that, like, as I've been making them and as I've been editing, not every video is going to be perfect. It's not going to be this complete story or cinematic video, but that's exactly what I want it to be, just the raw truth of who I am and what we're doing.